spirits are dying. I fear the power of Spyrix is behind this. We should investigate. So how long has it been? 6 years? Time sure flies. Come. Fenmont awaits.
Dreams and wishes are fulfilled. Such is the life of all who live in Riza Maxia, where hope springs eternal. The spirits have the power to bring man's wishes to fruition. And in turn, those wishes preserve and protect the spirit's livelihood. Therefore, it could be said that Maxwell, the Lord of the Spirits, is in fact the guardian of all things. In this world, no known evil exists that could threaten this harmonious cycle. But if one did, perhaps it might lurk in the hearts of men.
Hey! Oh! So sorry! Hey! Sorry! I gotta move.
Salutations and welcome to Let's Play Tales of Xillia, my favorite Tales of game that I've played so far. I would put, I think the current standing right now is Grace's F at a very, very close second. Very close, like that close. You can't see that. I'm sorry. And I guess Symphonia would be number 3? At least from what I've played so far, I've never finished that. This I know fairly well. Well enough to say that you should be playing as Jude first and Mila second. Yeah, it's more of the story will make more sense if you do it that way. Besides, I think she even starts off a little bit later on. Again, I know this game fairly well, and by fairly well, I mean I've already platinumed it, so there's, you want a trophy run? Well, for the most part, it should be pretty easy, but in any case, let's get started.
Okay, let's go!
You okay? Those documents must be for the registrar's office.
Yeah, thanks for helping out. You sure you have time for this? Don't you have residency training with Professor House?
Don't worry about that. You're in a rush too, aren't you?
Shoot, you're right. Thanks again. You better get moving too.
Right. Crap, I'm gonna be late.
R1 on the navigation button. Check your current objective or read a detailed synopsis of story from the event list on the menu. I'm gonna go on a limb and say, you know what happens when I promise 100%. Like I said, I know this game fairly well, but I kind of want to just re-experience this game all over again by myself, because it was one of the games that I actually streamed blind from start to finish. I had a little bit of help with people. So I know a couple things here and there, but I don't want to bore you guys and turn this into turn into like what you call like this is over here, this is over here. Except I kind of did that for these 2 parts. I totally would have forgotten this is here. These orange gels. But yeah, for the very studious, there's gonna be a couple of trophies you might miss on your first playthrough. But hey, there's always the repeats, which you can do as the other character anyway and get through that even quicker. For now, we played as Jude. Pretty bright young lad.
Tardiness won't get me any extra credit with a professor. Let's see, what building was he in again?
Over there, a little bit in the middle here. Kind of wanted to do this to kind of show off how vastly different this game is to the last RPG I completely blindly LP'd. Well, not completely, because I knew a little bit here and there at the beginning, but I still went through that without any earlier practice or whatever. Just to see what kind of makes this... What I feel like this game would stand the test of time more than Okage Shadow King. Also, a little bit of an interesting thing here with the talking to people. If you see them with like an open mouth like that, it means they got something new to say. Otherwise, they clam up like this. You'd see it now. It's now it's kind of clammed up a little bit. It's a little faded away now. Usually in RPGs, it's like, do they have more to say? You usually engage in conversation more than once to find out.
Professor House, are you leaving?
Well, look who decided to show up.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late.
Worry not, lad. Now, keep this between us, but I've been asked to help down at the lab. Top secret research, they say.
A request right from Orda Palace? Wow.
I need you to keep an eye on things until I get back. You can handle it, lad. Only patients with appointments will be coming in today.
What? Oh, right. I need you to sign my class credit form.
Your graduation thesis is coming along, I presume?
More or less. I should have the first draft ready by Ignis.
That's cutting things close, don't you think? The end of a race is no time to start slowing down. After all, I'm planning to make you my top assistant after you graduate.
Thank you, Professor.
I'll be back in a few hours.
So much for an easy day.
Another reason I'm doing this differently as opposed to like, here's all this stuff here. I'm kind of doing like kind of blind, kind of re-experiencing, even though I went through it and platinumed it, like I said. I've not touched the sequel, and it would just feel kind of weird to be like, okay, I know where everything here is, but not so much this. It kind of feels like it would be like kind of differentiate between the two. It'd be a little weird. But anyway, they mentioned that you go, they're waiting for you in Examination Room 5, which is all the way at the end here.
I can't believe I messed up my spirit channeling. That's kid stuff.
Okay, you're good to go. It's funny, though. There's been a real epidemic of channeling failures today. Any idea what went wrong, Mr. Eldon? Your brain's mana lobe looks tip-top.
I'm not really sure. I mean, I was able to draw out mana like usual, but then it was like the spirits ran off or something.
Like they were gone, huh?
Anyway, thanks, Doc. At least I can get back to work. It's my wife's birthday, too. Now I don't have to worry about letting her down.
No more patients for today, Dr. Jude.
You sure this is all above board, Nurse Prin? I mean, students aren't normally allowed to see patients by themselves.
Don't ask me. The professor is the one shirking his duties. He knows full well that urgent patients always show up. Serves you right for agreeing to stand in, if you ask me.
I guess with the amount of mana at his disposal, treating 10 people isn't any more taxing than treating 1.
He spent so much time developing his mana lobe that it skewed his perspective.
Beg your pardon. Have either of you seen Professor House?
Come to think of it, he should have been back by now. Why? Did something happen?
We've just been told he's been chosen for the Hal Prize.
What? Wow! Research honors don't get any bigger than that.
They want to see him immediately, but he didn't tell anyone where he was going.
Don't worry, he told me. I'll go fetch him.
Sorry for always sticking you with the odd jobs, Jude.
No worries, I'm used to it. I'll be back soon.
So, we got a couple things on our way. Actually, I can show off one thing here. They kick you out of the clinic, but go back in real quick, grab that life bottle. The nurses. Again, I do know a couple things here, but it's just going to show how long this might take by doing that as opposed to being like, maybe I'll find it on my own. And for the most part, you're going to be looking around anyway. But yeah, like I said, I'm only doing that because I haven't finished Xillia 2. Those who've known me long enough on YouTube know why.
Let's see. No point in leaving the city. And the Sea Haven is out of the way. My best bet is to cut across the central plaza and enter the research district. I should find the lab with Professor House there.
That was weird. Those two people were sitting across from each other, kind of hunched over like they're playing hide and seek. I was like, ooh, you can't see me. But you can see the little mini map up there. So I'm going to press square to bring up the much bigger one here. I think, where was it? Oh, I did go this way. That's where I want to go now to get a little something called a sub-event. I'm already going over the place finding stuff I probably wouldn't have found before without a guide or something like that. Following it with like a fine-tooth comb. I don't know, I feel like I personally passed that point, especially with all the blind I've done. Again, I recognize some RPGs do need that sort of thing. I'm thinking X-Men Legends 1 I would not have been able to do without a guide because there's no backtracking in that game. There was a reason I felt like I kind of adhered to that one. This one, you know, it's not so much. It's a little more lax maybe, and again, you can go back and New Game Plus this shit easily. I think a lot of these Tales games, because they do the grade system. The professor's #1 assistant. Oh, my ears are burning. Uh-oh. They think I'm a kiss ass. Nani? Oh. Well, we don't need them. We have our cool-ass coat. But yeah, it's just one of the many sub-events I may or may not end up getting. because there's a couple things I even missed, even with, because I did this on stream and I had somebody kind of walk me through it, so it's, at least some of the parts I might have missed. Anyway, triangle brings up our, menu here. Items, food stuff, dishes, weapons, headgear, armor, accessories, fashion, materials, valuables, and downloadable shit. Which I actually do have a code for. I could have gotten like the, I think it's like the outfits from Fantasia. I have that on the GBA. I only touched on that a little bit. Ooh, that game's rough. That's a hard one. Alright, so what we start with. You can see they're assigned here. Set shortcuts with the right stick as well. Equipment pretty self-explanatory. Weapon, headgear, armor, and an accessory. Also these attachments just for ha-has later. Strategy. Just getting this out of the way because I didn't get all the whatchamacallits in here. Trouble defeating a powerful foe. Rethink your strategy. And this is one of the highlights of the Tales of series because these are always like pretty lengthy stuff. Like you can really like. That's only for like AI and stuff like that. Oh. Forgot the thing I was mainly going for is the event list here. You see all these little tabs here. Jude story. This is the one we're on now. Like main quest stuff, main story, like the plot of the game. It's this blue M there. Get these green sub events. It was just a quick one there, so that one's complete. It tells you there. Ones that are underway, ones we've already completed, and then finally all of them. Library, all these different stuffs. Titles. These will go into our that's our grade and everything. All this stuff here. Like finding items, getting all the treasures, stuff like that. Doing things with each. A couple of them are trophies. Battle book, all the enemy stuff. Oh, that's tutorials. Enemy data is that. Item data is the stuff you collected on items and records. And then system, your quick save, loading options. Speaking of saving. Whoops. And this is what I mean by like not finding everything, because every time I've done this like 3 or 4 times, and every single time I keep forgetting this guy here. Another sub-event before we leave.
What are spirits? You could say they're an invisible presence that permeates our entire world. You could say they're the font of spirit arts, feeding off the mana from human mana lobes. You could say they're the guiding hand that turns the wheel of all existence in Rize Maxia. In other words, the symbiotic relationship between human and spirit is at the core of every facet of our lives. But we don't know when this relationship began. How did humans and spirits relate before our modern spirit art culture? What was the world like then? Ah, it's hopeless. Once again, the sun is setting without any answers in sight.
This is Fenmont? The sun never rises.
Did you finish up your research experiment?
Kind of cool for a ginger like me for the sun to never rise, but man, your bill must be through the goddamn roof. Look at all this shiny shit.
Much time left.
I mean, it's just one of the many things. If you're not paying careful attention or being like super insanely meticulous, you can just walk right past him, as you saw. Alright, now I want to get to... I think that's the main plaza. That's where I want, because you can see it over here. And if you bring up triangle while you're here, you'll get a better understanding. Treasure chest, loot bag, gathering points, every treasure, save points. These little tiny blue squares here. Does it have an S on it? I can't tell, because sometimes. Got the inn over here with the moon. And 6 different kinds of shops, even though this only has the 4. Don't have to worry about that. We do want to go to the inn real quick, though, so let me get there. Also, I'm very careful what to cut out, because, y'all get a little chatty. It's like, whatchamacallit all over again, the last game, the last, big PS3 RPG I played from start to finish.
The falling lumen petals sure are beautiful today. I'll never forget how stunned I was when I arrived at Fenmont.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Jude, but we really gotta show off the, memory rings. This is where you'll be saving your game. It, Heals all status conditions, revives KO party members, and restores 50% of all HP. I don't think it does anything for TP or like tech points, which is your magic. You can quick save, but you're going to be using these more often than not. I want to show that off before I get up here to the inn, because there's a couple items down there you might miss. That's in these rooms on the side here. I think each room has something. This is the one with the dresser by the door, I believe. Even though I can barely see it on my screen right now, maybe you'll see it a little bit better than I. Alright, Golden there. You're the one by the bed, I believe. This one over here. An apple gel. And that place is tapped. Now we want to head down this way. I'm starting to wonder, maybe I might get super duper lost, but I also don't want to take, like when I practiced this, the tutorial alone took, to find everything in this game, it'll probably take me, like, an hour or 2 hours just, through, every single area.
I still can't believe Professor House won the How Prize. I need to go tell him the good news.
Like this I can walk past, too. This is another sub-event.
You messed up your foothold art again? How many years have you been working this job?
I didn't mess it up. It was working fine, and then it just stopped.
Professionals don't make excuses. You young folk just can't concentrate right. Here, look. First, you use your art to stabilize the wind. Huh?
See? Even you can't get it right now.
Just shut up and get back to work. Remember, we have to adjust all of these lights today.
I know.
Sounds like a lot of work. I wonder why everyone's having so much trouble spirit channeling.
Might have something to do with, the hot blonde saying that the spirits are dying. That shit's going down. But we gotta go tell Dr. House! No, Professor House, damn it. I knew I was gonna do that.
Sorry, the lab is closed to the public at this hour.
But I'm here to pick up Professor House. He's from the Talon Medical School.
House. He already left.
Is that the sign-in sheet? Huh?
Satisfied?
Couldn't I just dart in really quick just to make sure?
Sorry. Rules are rules.
Right. Now what? No way those guys will let me in.
No choice but to walk on back, I guess. That's another thing that weirds me about RPGs, making you kind of do something that the game could have already done. They could have just cut in and back out. They didn't have to have me walk back here.
Something must be wrong with the spirits. Hi.
Just keep quiet, and I won't need to hurt you.
Wait, why are you breaking into the lab? What are you...
That's strange. What part of keep quiet didn't you understand? So, ready to hold your tongue now? So much noise. Could you try coughing quietly? What are you doing here anyway?
Can I talk? I dropped something. I was just picking it up, see? What are you up to? The guards will be here any second.
That's why I need to hurry, and you need to go home, before they arrest you for trespassing.
Oh. Where'd she go? She must have gone ahead. There was something fishy about that sign-in sheet, too. Anyway, I need to find the professor and tell him about the award.
Minai Noji. Anyway, if you play this as Mila, you actually start as her leaping to this point, and she does the walk, and then you run into Jude anyway. The same way, but you go this on your own as Mila. Oh, before we go that way, drop a couple things. What are these called again? Item points or something like that? Well, you'll see it on the map. Gathering points. If you see it on the map, but you'll see it on the map, like I said, but they don't always appear. They're a little random, as are the items they drop, so sometimes they'll be at that spot, sometimes they won't. Treasure chests are usually open once and they'll come back. So yeah, but these will respawn. Anyway, you got the cape. Let me put that on before we move on real quick. Yeah, it's the only real new thing we could have bought at the shop, but it would have cost us 1,000 gold. So we got it for free. Yay! It's blocked off.
Hey, kid, who let you in?
I sort of let myself in. Sorry for the intrusion.
Huh. I should be taking you to security, but you seem courteous enough. Come on, I'll take you to the exit.
Wait, I'm looking for Professor House. I think he's still here.
Oh, so you know the professor, do you? Yeah, he's still here. You really shouldn't be wandering around here, kid. I ought to get in touch with your parents.
My family doesn't live around here. They're all back in my hometown.
I see. Good to know.
What?
Relax. Come quietly and you won't get hurt.
Why are you doing this? Wait, does this mean you're holding the professor too?
I said come quietly, kid.
I'm searching for a no. I don't do quiet. We must kung fu fight. We must have a tutorial about the kung fu fight.
I guess there's no choice.
I say that because Jude's all hands. But first, moving around while you're locked on an enemy. You hold down L2 and do it. You get more of a free roaming run around. Otherwise, you're kind of like, you can only move like left or right. Go up or down.
What? He's serious.
Hold down that button. Good block. Reduces damage and prevents staggering.
Not good.
I'll be doing more of this and this, and this. Actually move a little ahead, because if you time it right... Ooh, now I'm behind you. I'll explain. The game will explain what that is later on, but all the same.
I don't want to die.
Normal attacks. Smash the X button there. You see it down there. It takes up. You can see it, the number there. Your assault counter, which unlike Grace's would go back slowly. This after a while just right back. This one. So this game is actually a little quicker than Grace's F, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of sort of like this one. It's kind of a little more action-y RPG than Grace's.
There's more?
I'd say Grace's is bad. It's not. Not at all. Just if I had to pick one. Yeah, R1 and L to switch the targets you're locked onto. You can tell their HP there is that little yellow, like it was all yellow and now it's like kind of halfway as I lay in damage. Or you can just click R1 to automatically target which enemy is nearest to you.
I won't hold back.
My arts button with the circle.
Right.
I'll start with Demon Fist. This all, and I do up and trying to do what I do up and yeah. Trying to do healer. Like up and circle, but you can see that I easily knocked out of it. It consumes the assault counter like before, and TP. Oh, they're technical points. I thought they were. No, I said tech points.
Come on.
Chrono Trigger. Alright, now I gotta finish them off for real. I don't like this because they're bunched up together. Also, dodging takes up your counter as well. If you can get behind an enemy, you'll do more damage. That's why I keep going for this. Called the snap pivot. You've been getting a bunch of those out for a while as a trophy as well, so you can start with that early. Yeah, that's what I mean by like being like so ahead of the game. It kind of feels unfair. It's like, how would you know this? Like, it works for some games as far as the let's playing it goes, but this game doesn't really require it in my opinion. But yeah, even they mentioned that get them from behind, it'll do more damage and temporarily boost your maximum AC for the battle. And that's why Jude is awesome. Positioning. Wait, I don't want to go this way yet. You saw earlier, before we had the cutscene, this treasure bag. They work the same way as them little sparkly points. You'll see them on the map. Sometimes they'll appear, sometimes they don't. Usually a random item. Usually it's a miscellaneous item or whatever they call them for this game. We'll get into what those do a little bit later on throughout. Some spider webs. Another one on the side. No, we already got that one. Get some money. Another enemy.
Stay focused.
More tutorial.
Stay focused.
I think you actually explained the snap. Yeah, here it is.
All right.
The snap pivot.
All right.
There's just one enemy. I can just unload on him. He's not gonna do shit.
All right.
But yeah, the snap pivot. It's important. Make good friends with it.
Wow, this place goes on forever. Lots of spots to hide a professor.
Well, we in there now. Let's investigate.
Guess I'll just have to check each and every room.
We could do that, or we could just traipse around here, getting into more fights.
Nothing about this makes any sense. What's going on here?
Something else I want to show off if I can pull it off. That's a new enemy over there. Take me a while to do it, but slow and steady. Even though the game will explain this a little bit later on. Yeah, I turned around. Oh well. Guess I can show off the new enemy.
Here we go.
Gonna run all my ass all the way halfway there before he just starts doing shit.
Over already?
Yeah, easy kills, even though they're not much in the way of experience. They're more to get more... Right now, they're more to get more acquainted to how Jude works. Some more orange gels over there. Kind of hug the bottom here first before I make my way through the middle. Kind of see the purplish red dots here are enemies. And let's see if I can get this one. Because there's a thing to attack enemies while their backs are turned. Don't want to get too close because if he sees me, he's going to give chase. Not being very cooperative. I'll have to show this once, you know. Of course, I picked the worst enemy to do it to. Well, I didn't see you. Well, at least that worked out for me. Alright, I know you're gonna walk this way now. Do it. Do it, you pussy. That's right. I'm slowly hitting the stick, not running. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Bam! Boom, bam! He's stunned, and there goes like a good chunk of his HP there. I think it's about half.
Alright!
That's a thing to... If you're fighting particularly tough enemies, you can press the advantage on that. So the game explains that for me. They begin the battle stunned. Not something I'll do all the time, but... I'd be remiss if I didn't show that off. A couple more treasures here. Sneak up on old Wolfie here if I can. Nah, I'm running too fast. That's not gonna work. You can't be fast.
Demon fist! Hit!
Stronger than the soldiers.
Alright!
You already seen to mention the quick step. When consecutive quick stepping, you lose an AC for each beyond the first. So you do get a freebie. That's why, again, snap pivot is so important. You're gonna wait them out. Speaking of importance, them weird fragments. Again, we'll get to why they're important later. Also, as I'm beating an enemy, I get the TP back.
Demon fist! Alright!
So you get 3 there. As I was hitting him, I was getting TP back as well. Little by little. And once all that done, you can use that save point there if you want.
Huh?
Who be ye? Who be over here? But another life bottle. I think another sparkle too. More word frequency. That door's locked. But the door that one person went through isn't.